We already know what are ocean currents and the factors that influence the movement of ocean currents. Now, these ocean currents move across the globe. They have some significant impact. Today, we will discuss about these impacts. We know ocean currents are of two types, warm ocean current and cold ocean current. When a warm current flow across a region, they heat the region, and the cold currents have a cooling effect on the region. Now look at this map. The Gulf Stream and the North Atlantic Drift both are warm currents. Now the Gulf Stream extends as the North Atlantic Drift and flows towards the western coast of Europe. Now, Gulf Stream and North Atlantic Drifts are warm currents. So, they heats this region. Therefore, what happens? So, the North Atlantic Drift, being a warm current, keeps the port of Norway, the Norway situated here, ice free and navigable even during winters. That is, the current does not allow the ice to form in this region, and therefore the port is navigable even during winters. Now look at this beautiful picture of a desert. It is the Atacama Desert, which is a cold desert in South America. Now you can see that it is a cold desert. What is the reason behind it? The region has turned into a cold desert under the influence of Peruvian current. The Peruvian current is a cold current, which means that it does not carry moisture and therefore it causes no rainfall. Moreover, Peruvian current is a cold current, which means that it has a cooling effect on this region. Therefore, Atacama Desert has turned into a cold desert under the influence of cold Peruvian current. However, if a warm current would have crossed this region, then this region would not have turned into a desert. So, we see how the warm and the cold current, that is, the nature of ocean currents, helps to determine the relief features of a region. Some of you might love to eat fishes. Can you name some of the fishing grounds of the world? Well, Grand Banks is an example of a rich fishing ground. It is located in Newfoundland in this region. Do you know how fishing grounds develop? Well, fishing grounds develop at the confluence of warm and cold current. Now, why does this happen? The cold current, being denser and heavier, come from deep oceans. So, when they come from deep oceans, they bring planktons and nutrients along with them. They act as distributing agents. How? When they carry planktons and nutrients from deep oceans, they carry it to the surface of water bodies, which is devoid of any nutrients or planktons. Now, these planktons and nutrients serve as feed for the growing fishes. Therefore, fishing grounds develop at the place where the warm current and the cold current meet. Now take this example of Grand Banks. Grand Banks had developed at the place where the Gulf Stream, which is a warm current, and the cold Labrador current meets. Now, let us consider another example of a fishing ground. There is another fishing ground in the world, which is the coast of Japan, specifically along the eastern coast of Japan. This fishing ground has developed at the confluence of warm Kuroshio current and the cold Oyashio current. So, we see that how ocean currents help in the development of various fishing grounds in the world. This also promotes fish trade. Before we proceed with our lesson, can you help me to answer this question? Which of the following is found at the confluence of a warm and a cold current? Is it a desert, a fishing ground, a port, or plains? Well, the correct answer is fishing ground, because we have just read that the place where a cold and a warm current meet, a fishing ground usually develops. Can you name this person? He is Christopher Columbus, a famous explorer. Can you name the route he traveled? Well, he carried on 4 voyages across the globe. He actually set out from Europe to explore India, but what happened is that his ship was drifted westwards in the Caribbean islands. He named this place West Indies. Now, why did his ship deviate westwards? This is because of an ocean current which is prevalent in the Atlantic Ocean. His ship drifted westwards due to the cold Canary current which flows in this direction. An additional reason for his ship being drifted to the west is due to Coriolis effect. We have already studied about this effect. You can click on the link below to access the iDictionary feature. So, from there we understand that due to Coriolis effect, the wind moves clockwise in the northern hemisphere, and therefore his ship was drifted westwards to the West Indies in this portion. So, we read that how ocean currents help in navigation. The ocean currents guide the direction in which the ship travels, and therefore because of the ocean currents the ship travels faster. So, this is how ocean currents help in navigation. Most of us know about Titanic. Do you know how did Titanic sink? Well, Titanic, the luxurious ship, sank into the North Atlantic Ocean after hitting an iceberg. The iceberg was not visible to the sailors because it was obscured by heavy fog. Now, what causes fog? To understand this incident, let us consider a situation in the monsoon. What do we find in monsoon? We find that the windows and windshields of a car become hazy during monsoon. What happens is that due to rainfall or precipitation, the temperature outside the car decreases, whereas the temperature inside the car is very high. Therefore, the air outside the car which carry moisture, when comes in contact with this windshields of a car which is comparatively cooler, they condense, and therefore the windows and windshields of a car become hazy. Now, this haziness obscures the vision of drivers and leads to accidents. A similar phenomena occurs when a warm and a cold current meet. The warm current carries moisture, and when it comes in contact with cold current, it leads to the formation of fog. So, the sailors cannot see the iceberg, which causes accidents. Therefore, we find that ocean currents can be dangerous because it leads to the formation of fogs and causes accidents. Look at these pictures. It is so sad to see massive death of these poor creatures. But what is the reason behind this massive death? Well, these incidents can be observed Pacific coast of Peru. Here at this place, most of the pelicans and dolphins are dying. But what is the reason behind this death? The reason for their death is El Nino. What is El Nino? El Nino is a weather phenomena which leads to unusual heating of the surface water. This phenomena is usually observed in the eastern region of Pacific Ocean or the western coast of South America. What actually happens is that due to unusual heating of the surface water, the water bodies in this region becomes warm, and it also prevents the upwelling of cold Peruvian current. Now, we know that cold currents carry nutrients and planktons. So since the cold current cannot move up to the surface, therefore this region remains devoid of planktons or nutrients. So the fishes found in this region do not have any food to eat. Therefore, this leads to the massive death of marine animals like dolphins and seabirds like pelicans. So here we see that how ocean currents are causing death of poor animals. So today we studied about various impacts of ocean currents. We found that some of the impacts of ocean currents are positive and beneficial. Like fishing grounds usually develop at places where warm and cold currents meet. We also found how ocean currents help in navigation. We also found the role of ocean currents in determining the relief features of a region. Like the places from where the cold current crosses, it turns into a cold desert, whereas the places where warm currents flow, those places remain ice-free even during winters. We also studied about the negative impacts of ocean currents. We saw how ocean currents are causing massive death of poor animals. We in fact also learned that how ocean currents are causing fog and leading to accidents. Thus, ocean currents have a significant impact on places all around the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. You can also register for free at DeltaStep.com or download the DeltaStep app to learn one-to-one with our amazing teachers or to get access to our 5,000 amazing videos as per your school syllabus. Master each topic with our adaptive practice technology. Get million-plus questions with step-by-step solutions and unlimited mock tests. Get all your doubt resolved instantly. Learn via games and win amazing prizes like PlayStations and iPads. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, but it's rewarding too. So register for free now.